Hi, this is Dr. Kerry Johnson. I wrote a book called How to Recruit, Hire, and Retain Great People because right now is one of the most difficult times that we've seen in American history of finding great people. Unemployment rate as of the writing is 3.6%. That basically means that not only are they difficult to find good people, but it's going to take probably 3 or 4 times as long to find great ones. But how are your hiring skills? Are you good at recruiting? Do you hire the first person that sort of looks good because you're so desperate to find somebody? How are your interviewing skills? Do you know exactly what to say, what to ask? We tend to want to interview subjectively for people that are like us, instead of objectively for people that could be good in the position. And how are your retention skills? Are you keeping great people? The longer you can keep people that are great or good, the less often you have to hire people. Well, let's start with number 1. What do you do to recruit great people? Well, according to many studies, 83% of the population of the workforce right now does not like what they're doing. 68% are looking for a new position. What that means is only 68% are what we call active candidates. The rest are active plus passive candidates. And we can't use job boards only when we need somebody. And the reason is because 75% of those resumes from job boards have exaggerations, and many of those have outright lies. Plus, you're going to waste a lot of time trying to find good people. So number 1, we need to always be recruiting. How do you do that? We have to talk to people that we know, people that have interviewed people in the past, and say this: who do you know who could be good? Not who needs a job. We need to be recruiting on a daily basis. Also, you tend to want to interview subjectively, not objectively. So therefore, we've created 11 key questions that when you ask these questions, they're rated, so we can standardize all the people we talk to and rate them on a sheet instead of you just saying, oh, that person could be good. I bet they'd be good at the job. We're also going to do a much better job of finding who they work for in the past. I really believe that past is prologue. How people behaved in the past is indicative of how they're going to perform in the future. You know, the real issue about hiring people is not that you're going to make mistakes. You will. But it's not about hiring the wrong people. It's keeping the wrong people. So therefore, we're going to give you some great tips, techniques on how to evaluate people, how to hire them, what to do in the first couple of months to make sure you actually have the right person. And lastly, retention. As I said before, retention is really important. The longer you can retain great people, the less often you have to hire. But here's the problem. When you lose somebody, you do what's called an exit interview. You say, you know, what made you want to leave? What made you want to stay, et cetera, et cetera. They just want to go. They don't want to talk to you. They just want to go to their next job. Let's do a stay interview instead of an exit interview. Let's say to people that we really value, let's assume it's 3 years down the future, you've been with us 3 more years. What happened to let you know this is a great place to work and you and I had a great relationship? You know, most people don't leave their positions, their jobs. They leave their managers. So if we could find out what's going to motivate them in the next 3 years, maybe we could help them achieve their goals. You know, there are 5 basic reasons why people join a company or an organization. Those flip when people leave a company or an organization. People always say, well, I left because of money. That's never the case. Maybe they join a firm because of money. It's never why they leave. We're going to talk about how you can motivate people more effectively by using what we call the 3-step praise, 3-step reprimand. And we're also going to talk about how to train great people by using the 4-step training program. So the book, How to Recruit, Hire, Retain Great People. If I was someone who was going to be hiring anybody in the next couple of years, this is a great place to start.
The preeminent sales coach in the country, Dr. Kerry Johnson. Dr. Johnson is also the best-selling author of numerous books, including Willpower.
Well, the biggest reason is because you want to make leaps in your production. Generally, when you want to increase your production by 10 to 50% per year, you could probably just do it by working harder, more hours. But the only way to go from, let's say, $200,000 to $400,000 a year, a coach.
Well, we promise our clients that they'll increase their business by 80% within 8 weeks. Well, I'd rather be face-to-face with people. In fact, when people are local, so we maximize our time on the telephone. Well, the only people that I can't work with are, number one, those people who don't show up for appointments consistently. Is either one of two ways. Number one, by doubling your hours, or by using a coach to give you better skills, keep you disciplined, and keep you focused. Every big producer in the country that does more than $3 to $5 million a year uses a coach. One of my clients is a guy named Lloyd in Dallas, Texas. And Lloyd does $35 million a year in annuity production. And all Lloyd wanted to do was just one thing. He wanted to get better referrals from the divorce attorneys that he was working with. And he went from $35 to $50 million in 6 months just by using it. It's a big claim. And it's very easy to do that because the first thing we do is we put them on a business plan, a game plan, so that if they want to hit $600,000 a year within 1 year and they're making $200,000, we put them on a business plan that says you do this activity on a weekly basis and we're going to hold your feet to the fire. We're going to make sure you do it. The second thing we do is we build their basic skills, the 4 steps of getting referrals, 5 steps of contacting referred leads, how to probe more effectively, how to get past stalls like let me go think about it, time management techniques. And the third thing we do is we put them on advanced skills. And advanced skills are client events. We show them how to use advanced sales skills like neuro-linguistic programming, NLP. We do branding so that they become an expert instead of a commodity. And we also put them on PR programs and advanced sales skills. So it's very easy to increase business by 80% within 8 weeks. The very difficult thing is how do you keep someone consistent and how do you stop these people who double their income from self-sabotaging? That's very difficult. And that's why people can't do it on their own. Or if they're visiting Southern California, I'll try to have lunch with them or something. But the appointments we have are 30 to 40 minutes in place, generally 30 minutes. And it's really amazing how much you can get done on the telephone. If you and I talk together, we'll maybe spend an hour and a half getting through 3 or 4 points. When I'm on the telephone, we do the exact same thing in a much more efficient way. And the second thing we do is also we have a backup tool called iCoach. And iCoach is an online coaching program that we put people on so that when I talk to people, we send them to iCoach to review the things we talk about. It's got videos, it's got the business plan there. If you don't show up one time, it's not a big deal, but when you don't show up consistently, it's a problem. Number 2, if you don't do the things you say you will do, you'll fail at coaching. One of my clients is a guy named Rick Martin. He's in Omaha, Nebraska. And Rick went from 200 to 1.2 million last year through coaching. And I said, Rick, you were so consistent. How do you do this? He said, well, I was a lieutenant colonel in the Marines, and during boot camp at DI, I said, sir, if you don't keep your promises, people die. And Rick said that was the best motivation lecture he ever went through. So anybody that works with me that wants to increase their business from 200 to $1 million in income commission a year, all they have to do is they have to do the things they say they will do, and they'll make it. Five percent of the people I work with, I should never have taken on as a coach, a coaching relationship. It was my mistake. In fact, we have a evaluation that we give people, and it's basically a 15-question evaluation. And we have them do this, and if I feel that someone is just not, coaching is not going to help them, I'll let them know that right away. Well, the biggest reason, I think, money. Coaching is not cheap. I mean, you're paying a certain amount of money to get to the next level. And the biggest thing is you've got to believe that that's an investment instead of just a cost. The people that I work with think, well, it's going to cost me this, and over a year it's going to cost me this. They're probably not right to do coaching. They really got to believe that if they put that money in, the return is going to be 5-10 times more than that.